Okay, picture this. It's 2 in the morning. Your eyes are probably burning a little, but you are not tired. Not at all. In fact, you're totally wired, locked into this state of hyper-focus that feels, well, it feels almost supernatural. You are just completely 100% absorbed in the world on your screen. Now, what if you could feel this way about your actual life? That's exactly what we're going to explore. See, on that screen, you're a level 85 paladin. You're coordinating a complex raid with 20 other people, you're solving intricate problems on the fly, and you're grinding through tedious tasks just to get a slightly better sword. You are productive, you are driven, you feel unstoppable. All right, now let's cut to Monday morning. You're sitting in the exact same chair, staring at the exact same screen, but now it's an Excel spreadsheet. And that supernatural focus? It's gone. It's been replaced by this heavy, almost suffocating fog. Suddenly, the simple act of replying to just 3 emails feels like trying to climb Mount Everest. You just feel stuck. And this brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How can the very same brain be this relentless, high-performing machine in one context and a complete procrastinating wreck in another? Well, here's the thing. The problem isn't your work ethic. It's not that you're lazy. The problem is the design of your reality. You see, video games are expertly engineered to hack your biology. Real life, well, it isn't. But what if it could be? So, in this explainer, we're going to go on a journey from understanding this problem to actually building a solution. First, we'll dive into the science behind what I call the broken dopamine trail. Then, we'll walk through a 3-step protocol to fix it. We'll start with building your quest log, then your heads-up display, and finally, learning how to find that elusive state of flow. By the time we're done, you'll be ready to start your own quest. To really get why we can level up a character in a game, but struggle to level up in life, we have to understand the science of this broken dopamine trail. And it all begins with one single, incredibly powerful neurotransmitter. And that neurotransmitter is dopamine. Now, you've probably heard of it. Pop psychology loves to call it the pleasure molecule. But honestly, that gets it completely wrong. It's a huge misconception. Dopamine is not about the feeling of liking something. It's about wanting it. It's the molecule of pursuit. It's the engine of desire that literally pushes you forward. It's all about the anticipation of the reward, not the reward itself. And this, right here, is where game designers basically prove that they are master neurologists. Seriously, they have meticulously, painstakingly engineered their virtual worlds to create what we can call a dopamine trail, a constant, steady, predictable stream of anticipation and reward that keeps you moving forward, always wanting the next thing. Think about it. In any well-designed game, the carrot is always right there, dangling in front of you. You perform a super simple action, like killing a low-level rat. And what happens? Ding! You get an immediate, tangible result. 10 experience points pop up on the screen. The game creates this perfect, seamless feedback loop where every single action has an immediate, positive consequence. It's feeding you these tiny little microdoses of dopamine over and over again. Okay, now let's compare that to real life. Real life, let's be honest, has a terrible user interface. If you go to the gym today, you don't see a little progress bar float above your head saying, +10 strength. If you manage to save $50, you don't get a wealth achievement unlocked pop-up. In the real world, the gap between our actions and the rewards is just massive. And this massive gap is what breaks the dopamine trail. Your brain looks at the treadmill and basically says, nope, there's no carrot here. I'm not walking. So how in the world do we fix this broken system? Well, we have to manually rebuild that dopamine trail, piece by piece. And the very first step is to create your own quest log. This is all about re-engineering your goals with absolute radical clarity. You know, in a game, you never really wonder what you're supposed to do next. You just open your quest log and it tells you. But in real life, our goals tend to be these huge, vague things like get in shape or be successful. These aren't quests, they're dreams. And here's the crucial part. The brain cannot execute a dream. That ambiguity, that vagueness, it just leads to paralysis. Games are so smart about this. They solve the problem by breaking a huge main quest, like write a book, into tiny, manageable subquests. A game would never ever ask a level 1 player to go fight a level 50 boss. No way. Instead, it gives you quest number 1, open a Word document. And then quest number 2, write 500 words. The first step needs to be so laughably easy that you literally cannot fail. This is what kicks off the achievement loop and gets that dopamine flowing again.
All right, so once your quests are crystal clear, you need to be able to see your progress. And this brings us to step 2, building your very own HUD, or heads-up display. This is all about making your progress visible and then rewarding it strategically.
In a game, you always know exactly where you stand, right? You've got your health bar, your mana bar, your XP bar, but progress in real life is often completely invisible, so you have to make it visible. You need to create your own HUD. It could be a whiteboard, a journal, an app, whatever, that acts as your personal XP bar. But, just tracking your progress isn't quite enough. You also need to design the right kinds of rewards to keep yourself going. And this is a really critical distinction. We often reward ourselves with what you could call liabilities. These are things that actually sabotage our long-term progress. Think about rewarding a week of hitting the gym with a giant slice of cake. Games never do this. They reward you with an asset, like a better sword that helps you kill bigger monsters. Your reward should do the exact same thing. They should make the next level of your own personal game easier to play.
This is really the core philosophy right here in a nutshell. Stop rewarding yourself with liabilities. Instead, reward yourself with assets that make the next level easier. So if you're a runner, you reward a month of consistency with new running shoes. If you're a writer, you reward finishing a chapter with a premium keyboard that you love typing on. You're investing in rewards that actually empower you for the next quest.
Okay, so you've got your clear quests and you've got your smart reward system. Now it's time for the final piece of the puzzle, and that's step 3, finding flow. This is all about mastering the art of the optimal challenge. I want you to think about why you quit a game. It's almost always for one of two reasons. Either it got too boring and repetitive, or it got impossibly hard. Our brains are wired to crave two things: novelty and an optimal level of challenge. We completely disengage when a task falls outside of that sweet spot. And that sweet spot has a name. It's called the flow state, or sometimes the Goldilocks zone. It's just right. Look at the chart here. On the far left, when a task is way too easy, you get boredom. On the far right, when it's way too hard, you get anxiety and you shut down. Flow is that perfect, beautiful channel right down the middle where the challenge you're facing is perfectly matched to your current skill level. Now, to stay in this channel, you need to learn how to use what I call your difficulty slider. So if a task like cleaning the house is just painfully boring, you need to increase the difficulty. Turn it into a game. Set a 15-minute timer and try to beat your old record. And on the flip side, if a task feels completely overwhelming, then you need to lower the difficulty. Just break it down into those smaller, more manageable subquests we talked about. You have the power to adjust the challenge to meet your skill level. So there you have it. You now have your 3 core tools: the quest log for clarity, the HUD for motivation, and the difficulty slider for focus. The game is all set up. Your quest, it begins now. You are holding the controller. When you think about it, life is the most complex, massive, open-world role-playing game ever created. I mean, the graphics are unbelievable and the physics engine is hyper-realistic. The only problem is that the tutorial is terrible. And that's the thing to remember. The reason you feel stuck isn't because you're a bad player, not at all. It's because you've been trying to play this incredibly complex game without a quest log, without a heads-up display, and without any kind of clear reward system. You've just been wandering the map aimlessly, wondering why you aren't leveling up. So here it is, your first quest. And please, don't try to change your entire life overnight. That's a recipe for failure. Just pick one single area: your fitness, your finances, a personal project you've been putting off. Give yourself one clear, laughably small objective. Create a simple, visual way to track your XP. And then just start playing with that difficulty slider until you find your flow. You now have the tools. You have the framework to design a life that your brain actually wants to engage with. The controller is right there, in your hands. The carrot is yours to place wherever you want it. So, the only question left is this: do you accept this quest?